lesson 58, we're dealing with percents now. There's lots of different ways to do percent problems. So, Jane and Faye have 32 bagatellas left.
What?
Yeah, those are what, bread, I think, right?
For here.
Page 237. If they began with 160, what percent of the original remains? So, you draw a little diagram here, and say we had, like if you had 100% of your bagatellas, that's what you started with, 160. And then they had 32 left, so that's what was left. And yes, dear. This is unprecedented. Yeah. If he finishes everything else, yeah. Did you do his math? Okay, can you see that? I'm not worried about the handwriting. Okay. All right. So, where were we? We want to know what percent. 32 is what percent? And if they started with 160, then what number would be here? 160 minus 30 would be 130. Take another 2, so 128 is what percent? So we have, what are they asking us? What percent of the original number remains? So 32 remain, so what percent of, we have what percent over 100, of means multiply, the original number, 160, is 32. So how do we solve this problem? Well, we want to isolate the WP, right? Any ideas for that? We want to get this WP alone. So we want to do the couple, our key phrases here. Isolate the variable, and how do we do that? 2 words. Opposite.
Operation.
Okay, yeah, we want to do the opposite operation. So we have to identify what operation is being done here, what operation is being done here.
Fraction.
Division. A fraction is division. So we're going to now multiply by 100 on both sides. And we also want to get rid of this 160. So what operation is being done here? Yeah, it's multiplication. What's the opposite of that?
Division.
Division. So we're going to divide by 160. So whatever we do on this side, we have to do on this one. The hundreds divide out, 160s divide out. So we get what percent is, and then we can do some math over here. Divide, this can reduce to 5 over 8. 8 goes into 32 4 times, and we get 20. So the answer is 20%. Let's do another one. Caesar's Legion had an inventory of 2,400 pairs of thongs, shoes. If they normally wear out 30% of their supply by the end of the fiscal year, how many pairs remain at the end of the fiscal year? So this is a similar problem, so I think we'll skip to the next one just because time-wise. Okay, Christopher and Chad collected 40 items. When they added Kathy's items, their total increased to 150%. What was their new total after items were added? So, we have before is going to be 100%. And what is 100%? Does it say? Christopher and Chad collected 40 items. Then Kathy added theirs, and they make this little bubble like bigger now because that's a circle or oval or whatever. So we're adding to that now. What percent are we talking about? Does it tell us? 150%. So when they added Kathy's items, their total increased by 150%. What is their new total? So what number is 150%? We don't, do we have all the information? Is there anything else? No. All right, so we have 150, and we have to put that over 100, because 150% of 40 is what number? And here we just have to simplify, get rid of any zeros. You can reduce this to 3 over 2. 2 goes into 40 20 times, and we get 60 is that number. Now, does that make sense? 60 is that 150% of 40. It makes sense. It should be a bigger number. Sometimes we'll do an opposite the wrong operation, not the opposite one, but the opposite of what we're supposed to do. And you'll come up with a smaller number. So that's why it's important at the end to check it. Cut. Good thing we have our